Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very happy to have you guys here. In today's video I want to film a review for a fragrance called Zenobia from the house of Tomavicci. This is their latest release. This was released in 2023, so just this year, and this is the third fragrance they have in their portfolio. The two other ones, one is called Empyrean and the other one is called Demigod 21, I think. I haven't tried those two fragrances. This is the first fragrance that I am trying out from the house. So yes, today I want to let you know how it smells like, how it develops, how it performs, if I know any other fragrances in the same scent family, who I think would enjoy this fragrance. I just want to let you know my overall thoughts and experience with the fragrance. So this fragrance, this was kindly sent to me by the brand. However, this video is not sponsored, you guys. I am not paid to talk about this fragrance, nor am I paid to say anything in particular about this fragrance. They just sent me this fragrance to test it and to form an opinion for myself. But I received this fragrance, I feel like on the 16th of October, and today when I'm filming the video is the 11th of November, so I feel like almost, let's just say close to a month. So I wore this fragrance quite a lot in these past few weeks, not because I knew I wanted to film a review, but because, like, small spoiler, I ended up loving this fragrance. And this fragrance, I feel like the scent family that this fragrance also is part of is like the leitmotif of my fragrance journey in the past few months. This is the third fragrance that I am discovering in this scent family, and I'm loving this scent family, but I will touch more on these aspects a bit later. So as like I said, this was released in 2023, and the perfumer behind, she's a woman, so kudos to her, and her name is, I hope I'm not butchering it, Angela Stavrevska. Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister for me, but I will insert a photo with the perfumer here as well. So as you guys, without further ado, let's just start. Oh, but before I start, I want to mention something. Look, when I spoke with the owner of the brand and he told me he wanted to send me this fragrance, of course I looked it up. I looked it up on Fragrantica and I saw the notes. And one thing I want to tell you is, when I looked at the notes, I tried to picture how this fragrance would smell like. But when I smelled it, to me, it smelled completely different than to how I would picture it. Let's just say based on the note breakdown. Now, to me, in my humble opinion, I feel like the note breakdown, at least not even the notes, more of the accord listed on Fragrantica, they don't really do justice to how this fragrance smells like, because you look at them and you're thinking, oh, this is supposed to be something very heavy, very woody, very spicy, leathery, deep, strong, Middle Eastern leaning. But it's not. To me, this is like a true gourmand leaning fragrance that doesn't smell like actual food, but it smells delicious, if you ask me. But yeah, so don't be scared if you look at the notes. I know it has listed in the base, it has listed saffron, leather, amber, cedarwood, wood, I feel like even, and all these notes and accords on their own are more like decadent, overpowering. Especially if you see them put together, you're thinking that you will get something very like woody, something very decadent, rich, heavy. But yeah, don't be scared of the notes, because this, to my nose, goes into a completely different direction. So without further ado, let's just begin. So I want to spray this fragrance on my skin. Also, this is an extrait de parfum, so this is very concentrated. It's very oily, you guys. I don't know if you can see or not, but... and I can already smell it. So you guys, basically to me, this opens up. It's delicious. It's delicious, and as it moves closer to the heart, I feel like it goes even more gourmand, even more delicious. But let me tell you how it smells in the opening. So in the opening, to my nose, by the way, I will tell you how this one smells like to me, not necessarily based on the notes breakdown, okay? So to me, in the opening, it opens up with this beautiful, like a freshly cut piece of lemon dipped in sugar. Because on one hand, you have this clearly something very citrusy, and to my nose, something very lemony as well. So you have that lemony part that's slightly cold, slightly acidic, slightly refreshing, but it's very sweet at the same time. So this is why, to my nose, it's almost like a freshly cut piece of lemon dipped in powdered sugar. And you also have, very close to the lemon accord, you have something that smells like, if you are familiar with blackcurrant and fragrances, you know the blackcurrant gives this slightly sweet, slightly tangy, slightly green, slightly fruity feel of the scent. Not green like herbal green or aromatic green, just like a tad green, almost some slightly citrusy type of greenness, but not overly citric, if you know what I mean. So you have these two nuances combined on a base On a base that to my nose smells like a lot and lots of thick, melted, warm caramel. So it's very dense, very rich, with a full-bodied vanilla. The vanilla, it's not your cookie-like vanilla, it's not your vanilla essence type of vanilla. To me, it's a vanilla that's more of a decadent and bold kind of vanilla, you know. It's not that very like a dainty, soft, you know, type of vanilla. It feels very rich, it feels very full-bodied. I don't want to say that it goes into the vanilla pods, let's just say, scent profile, because it doesn't really have that balsamic, sweet, funky nuance that vanilla pod has, but it's a very, again, it's a very full-bodied vanilla. So the overall scent is very sweet, you guys. Sweet, gourmand leaning because of the base, and also something that I detect here, not necessarily scent-wise, but structure, texture-wise. I detect here something like an ambery accord. But like I've said, not scent-wise per se, because this doesn't smell like your typical ambery accord. You know, this doesn't smell like benzoin, like labdanum, nothing of that sort. This doesn't go into the ambery category of fragrances to my nose, of course. I feel like the amber here helps with the overall texture of the fragrance, in the sense that it adds lots of warmth and of richness, of thickness. This fragrance feels very dense, you know, very full, very dense, very robust, even though it's a more gourmand leaning fragrance, but it has this like, yeah, it has this fullness effect to it. Yeah, so this is how it smells like in the opening to me. As it starts to develop on your skin, you start to lose that like refreshing and slightly acidic feel of the lemon, but you do not lose the lemony smell per se, until, let's just say, you reach like the last bit of the dry down. Then I feel like I don't detect it anymore, but you still get this like lemon dipped in sugar, but it's more like the lemony scent than the other nuances of the lemon, if you know what I mean. And you still get something from that black currant, but as the fragrance develops, I feel like the black currant tones down more and more and more, until again you lose it almost completely, or it moves into the background, so you only get like hints of it here and there. And I feel like what happens is the overall fragrance goes even warmer, because like I told you, now you don't have that cold refreshing facet of the lemon. Now it goes even warmer, and I feel like the caramel and the vanilla, not only that they go warmer and fuller and denser and they get to shine even more, but they almost go like buttery smooth in a sense, you know. It's very interesting. It has this almost like buttery smoothness to it, the caramel and the vanilla mixed together. And this is something that I really like about it, because I have to say it smells so delicious, like so delicious. Now look, when I first tried this fragrance and I smelled the lemony part, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit scared, because personally, I'm not the biggest fan of citruses in fragrances. I like to smell them on other people, I like to eat them, I like to drink them, you know, like lemonades and everything, but I really don't like them in fragrances. But I feel like here, that citrusy, fruity, tangy part is very well balanced with the other more gourmand leaning notes. So it smells, how to say, so it doesn't smell like you rubbed lemon all over your body, you know, or like you just like squeezed with your bare hands like 10 lemons or 10 bergamot or anything like this, you know. It just adds a slight vibrancy, a slight zinginess in the opening, you know. It makes it overall a bit more vibrant, you know. But like I've said, as it starts to develop, that vibrancy, let's just say, tones down and it moves into a gourmand fragrance. Yeah, beautiful gourmand fragrance. And again, I don't know, maybe it's because of the vanilla, I don't know exactly what they put here, but I'm telling you, it feels the caramel and the vanilla mixed together, even though they're very dense and very thick, but they feel very buttery smooth in a sense. They feel very smooth around the edges in a way. And also I feel like from time to time when I smell this fragrance, but it's very interesting because I don't get this aspect all the time, but from time to time when I smell it, I get this almost like soft, dry, woody feel to the scent. And I don't know, maybe it's the leather accord, I don't know, but even to me it doesn't smell like leather, you know, like a new leather bag or new leather shoes, or for instance those, if you have tried fragrances from Ahmed El Maghribi, you know how they do their leathers, like those very heady, decadent, stable like kind of leather, you know. It's not that kind. It's just something that you almost don't know. Is it a slight suede accord? Does it come from a slight woody nuance in the background? But it's very soft and it's in the background. And again, I feel only it's there to only add a slight complexity to the fragrance, you know, but it's not the main thing that I smell. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Now, you know how I said that I will tell you if I feel like any fragrances are similar to this one. So basically, hold on, let me grab a sip of coffee. Okay, so if you have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I feel like a few months ago, it was like the end of August or something like this, or like the beginning of September, I posted a review for a fragrance called Mula from Byron. And I told you in that video that I love that fragrance that was like strawberry with this like hard candy sugary texture, like very warm with a slight translucency to it, with something very caramel like. And then let's just say maybe a month and a bit ago, or like 3 weeks ago, I'm not very good with time, I posted a video where I talked about a fragrance called Modjo. That one was supposed to be an inspiration of Mula from Byron. And I've mentioned there again that I love the DNA, that I love this, yeah, I don't even know how to call this DNA, honestly, like in what kind of scent family would it fit, but I love this DNA of like fruity nuances on a very rich and decadent base of caramel with vanillic nuances and with few other facets there. And when I smell this fragrance, you guys, this is in the same scent family, but I feel like this is the big cousin to the other three. The lightest one from all these fragrances is Modjo. It has this slight freshness to it because of the pink pepper and everything. Then I feel like in the middle it's Mula. Then I feel like the heaviest one is this one, is Zenobia. But heaviest, how to explain? Heaviest in the sense that it feels the more robust and full, not in the sense that heaviest that is the most challenging fragrance. Because to me, this has no challenging aspects about it. I feel like this is, honestly, for what I like in the fragrance, this is a pretty safe blind buy. Even though I don't recommend you to blind buy it or any fragrances in general. Get a sample, get a decant, test it for yourself, but also give it time. But there are not many, let's just say, challenging notes in the chords that not a lot of people are used to or anything. This is such an easy to love fragrance, but it's so, you know how this fragrance smells like to me? It smells playful, it smells flirty, it smells a little bit naughty, but very feminine and very outgoing, very extroverted, very, I don't know, it smells delicious, honestly. Like this fragrance, when I smell it, I think of good times. I think of something like fun, like going out with your friends. I don't know. Like when I smell this fragrance, it's almost like when I'm wearing it, you know, like I'm feeling myself and everything. This is the vibe this fragrance has. Yeah, and let me tell you how this one smells in the dry down. So as it starts to reach the dry down, I feel like the thickness, is that a word in English? I hope it is. Starts to, not to tone down because it's still very present and it's still very robust, but let's just say among the caramel vanillic nuances with the slight sweet lemon, you start to get this slightly dry woodsy hint, but again, not your deep, dark, mysterious woody accord. It's quite dry but bright in a sense at the same time, if it makes sense, you know. It's just something that's very dry, very woodsy and very bright and slightly airy. This is something that I get here as well, but again, mixed with the rich caramel that's very warm and very sweet and very gourmand leaning, with the full-bodied vanilla, with that slight like lemon dipped in powdered sugar, you know, because also it has this slight, almost like powdery sugary nuance to it, you know. Yeah. If you love fragrances like Mula, if you have tried Modjo and you love it, and if you love, I don't know, I guess La Capitale, because again, I know La Capitale is supposed to be in the same scent family, even though personally I haven't tried La Capitale, then this is something you will enjoy as well. And I would highly encourage you to look for a sample, look for a decant if you can find. Yeah, hopefully you can find, I don't know, try on your local Facebook groups, try somewhere, but it's worth trying out if you love this kind of fragrances. So yes, this is about how it smells like to me and about the fragrances that it slightly reminds me of. But like I said, this one to me is like the big cousin to all these three, because if, let's just say, Modjo, even though I have worn it in cold weather, but to me, because of the pink pepper touch there and because of the freshness that pink pepper gives to the scent family, let's just say, or to the same DNA, maybe that is more summery per se. Mula could be an all year round, but I feel like it has this almost like molecular translucency in a sense throughout it. So if you live in places where, let's just say in winter, it goes very cold, like 0 degrees Celsius, like, I don't know, -5, -10, -15. Yeah, I don't know, if that fragrance could face those really cold temperatures. I haven't tried it yet then, but I will see this winter, why not? But I feel like this one, for instance, I wore it in like 5 degrees weather now, like 5 degrees Celsius weather, because it started to get very cold where I live. On like a rainy day, very cold, very chilly, and the fragrance still projected very beautifully. I actually wore this fragrance quite a lot of occasions when I was going out. And let me just say, I received compliments on this fragrance from the Uber driver. He complimented this fragrance on and on and on. Yeah, it was a very nice experience, let's just say. It was a very funny experience. He said something among the lines that it's very nice when he drives women who have such a beautiful and expensive and feminine smelling fragrance, and what an experience it is for him, because after the woman, let's just say, goes out, you know, like the scent still lingers in the car and the car smells very beautiful. And he kept telling me how beautiful I smelled like, and I was like, oh my god, thank you, you know. I was not expecting for that amount and that kind of compliment, you know. I was just like getting ready and going out with some friends of mine. So yeah, I have to say I received amazing feedback from close people. My partner loves this one on me. I received compliments from his mother, actually. I received compliments from that person, from my friends, you know. So it's I feel like it's a very easy to enjoy DNA. Also, I feel like this DNA on a woman, of course, with the right outfit, with the right energy, with the right mood, I don't know, it's very addicting, it's very alluring, you know. It's very like, I don't want to say inviting per se, but it stands out, you know. I definitely feel like it stands out. So yeah, this is pretty much my experience with the fragrance. Now, in terms of performance on my skin, it lasts for more than 6 hours, but in terms of projection, honestly, in the first few hours, I feel like it really projects. Granted, I overspray it as well, and I spray it in my hair. Oh my god, this one in my hair. You guys, yesterday I went to meet with one of my cousins, and I sprayed this fragrance, and I sprayed it in my hair. I feel like I did around, hold on, like 2 or 3 sprays in my hair, and then I did this movement, or like this motion, you know. Today I knew I wanted to film the video, but I had my hair up in a ponytail. Let's just say I let my hair down, you know. I did like this movement, you know, to like revive the curls a little bit and everything. And as I was doing this, I could easily smell the fragrance in my hair. So in my hair, it lasts very well. On clothes, I feel like it lasts even next day, 2 days later. Let's just say if you put your clothes in the, what's the word in English for this? In this in this, you will still smell the scent coming from there. But grant you, I spray it like crazy. I do lots of spray. I mean, like crazy. I do around 15 sprays, I feel like. Okay, so this is pretty much everything I wanted to tell you about this fragrance. If you have tried it, I would love to hear your feedback on the fragrance. How do you find it smells like to you? Do you smell the leather accord? Do you smell wood here? Like, what kind of notes, let's just say, shine to your nose? I would highly encourage you to sample it, to test it for yourself, and to see if it's something that you enjoy. But I'm telling you, if you enjoy overall this very like feminine, playful, little bit naughty kind of fragrances, you know, if you love to smell sweet but with something else, not just sweet, you know, and if you love fragrances, I don't know, like hair turning kind of fragrances, test this fragrance, test it, but please don't blind buy it. Please don't blind buy it. Of course, you do whatever you want with your money. I'm just giving you my 2 pieces of advice, you know. So yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram. Here is my handle. If you want to tell me anything, please put it in the comment section, and I promise that I will get back to you. Also, thank you so much to the brand for sending me this fragrance and for giving me the possibility to discover the brand and to test this fragrance. I love how it smells. And it's a fragrance that, how to say, like, I deeply resonate with how it smells. I told you, I feel like this scent DNA in the past few months has been I don't know if there's a word in English or if this is the correct expression, but like a leitmotif, you know, like in my fragrance journey. Like, this is the third time I'm discovering something that smells in that same scent DNA, and I am loving it. Of course, with its differences, but I am loving it. So yeah, hopefully I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I want to wish you an amazing day wherever you are. Bye, guys.